Good evening, I'm Adrienne Arsenault.
And I'm Andrew Chang. Tonight, the dramatic and difficult effort to rescue 39 trapped miners in Sudbury, Ontario.
You don't know exactly when you're going to come out. You don't know how long you're going to be down there.
The long climb to freedom, 1,000 meters up.
You just want to see the light of day.
Also tonight, he died in residential school, the only record, a cruel nickname.
I can't imagine living with a name like that.
Uncovering the stories of those with missing names.
Canada's top doctors advise a booster for those in long-term care, but other seniors wonder when's their turn.
Let's not forget there are other numerous senior citizens who are equally at risk.
And Ontario's very own.
He'd say, I'm going to pitch here one day.
The 0-2. Got him.
The homegrown closer on a hot streak as the Jays chase a playoff spot. This is The National. We begin tonight with a rescue effort in progress. 35 of the 39 Ontario miners who've been trapped underground since Sunday are free.
They're now safe on the surface and recovering from a punishing ordeal. The 4 remaining are making that grueling trek up.
There's light at the end of the tunnel. We're getting there.
The Totten mine, which produces copper, nickel, and other precious metals, is 4 hours north of Toronto, half an hour from Sudbury. On Sunday, an accident damaged the main elevator and trapped miners underground. Imagine a depth more than 3 skyscrapers down. Their only way out to climb straight up.
Jamie Strachan is at the Totten mine site tonight. So, Jamie, what is the latest on the rescue effort this hour?
Well, Adrienne, you can see here that it's pitch black, only the lights of the mine behind me, but I spoke to officials at Vale, the company that operates this mine. They assure me that those 4 remaining miners who are still beneath the surface, they're on their way to the top, making that very long trip up to the top, accompanied by rescue workers. It only should be a little bit longer, we're told. The 35 who did make it to the surface earlier, we had a chance to speak to many of those miners. Very happy to be back and very happy to be going home.
I'm ready to go home, ready to go see my family.
After nearly 48 hours stuck in the dark, Connor Kent can finally take a deep breath.
There's a lot of anxiety, right? Because you don't know exactly when you're going to come out. You don't know how long you're going to be down there.
Kent was among 39 miners at the Totten mine trapped underground since Sunday. Vale, the company that operates the mine, says that's when a scoop bucket detached and became lodged in the elevator shaft, making the elevator that brings miners to the surface inoperable.
We're all good.
Miner Alan Dunn reached the surface early this afternoon.
Couldn't tell if it was night or day. it was good. Mine rescue did an awesome job. Got us all out nice, safe.
It's been a delicate operation requiring expertise, precision, and patience.
It is quite a depth. 3,000 feet is a long way to go. That's why it's taking such a long time.
It's also taken a tremendous amount of stamina. The workers were trapped between 900 and 1,200 meters below the surface. That's the equivalent of more than 2 CN towers. For the long, painstaking path out, each miner was outfitted with a harness and a rope and set to climbing ladders 20 feet at a time.
It's a ladderway system. It's like having a back door to an apartment. It's there in case there's an emergency. It's regularly inspected. It's not used that much, but let me tell you, this is a stark reminder how important the second egress really is.
It took Dunn nearly 9 hours to traverse those ladders and climb to safety.
Took my time there, of course. I mean, it's not a race up, right? So it's all good.
People who work here say they train for these kind of situations that are part of this dangerous job.
Before I started in the mines, I thought the same thing. You think it's scary, but once you get down there, it just looks all the same. It's just rock. So whether you're 6,000 feet or 1,200, you don't know the difference.
Adrienne, people across the country obviously watching this drama unfold, but it's especially gripped the community here in Sudbury, who has seen many people die in the mines over the years. Of course, it's a community that a deep history with the mining industry and a future that relies on it. In this case, it appears to be a happy ending to this story. The 4 remaining miners on their way back up to the surface, just taking a little more time than everyone would like. Adrienne?
All right, Jamie, we'll keep watching for the good news. Jamie Strachan outside the Totten mine tonight.
Let's turn to the pandemic story tonight and the new advice from Canada's top doctors about booster shots. NACI, the National Advisory Committee on Immunization, now says third doses are a go. But as you'll hear from Christine Birak, not for everyone.
Some provinces are already doing it. Now Canada's Advisory Committee on Vaccines is recommending all seniors living in care homes should get a third vaccine shot. NACI notes immune responses aren't as strong in the elderly, and some long-term care homes have recently experienced an increase in the incidence of COVID-19 outbreaks.
It makes total sense. We know these are very vulnerable individuals.
But the United States went even farther, approving booster shots for everyone over 65, along with healthcare workers, teachers, and others in high-risk jobs.
But let's not forget there are other numerous senior citizens who are equally at risk. Devon did not go to school.
Nina Muki is 69. She lives in her own home but suffers from health issues and wants a booster.
I will be taking precautions. I will not be as freely moving around as I will be if I get the third dose.
Experts say Canada's vaccine strategy is focused on who is at highest risk of hospitalization and death. But doctors say we should expect a wider rollout of third doses for seniors in the community coming soon.
I imagine that, we will see an expansion of the third dose vaccine series. I think the question is, do we all need a third dose of a vaccine? The answer is no, we don't. At least at this point in time, we don't.
And today, NACI is also making it easier for some younger people to get first and second doses.
There's been a lot of frustration with certain populations trying to get them vaccinated while getting other vaccines into them.
NACI is now recommending COVID-19 vaccines may be given at the same time as other vaccines. With flu season coming, doctors say that's key.
So it's nice to say, okay, you can just do it whenever you want.
Which is exactly what some seniors are now waiting to hear.
I'm waiting for my booster dose.
Christine Birak, CBC News, Brampton, Ontario.
In Alberta, 1,100 people are in hospital sick with COVID, about a quarter of them in intensive care. And over the span of 2 weeks, nearly 200 people are dead from the virus. Amid that backdrop, the Premier and Health Minister came to the mic today. As Aaron Collins tells us, not everyone is satisfied with what they had to announce.
As Alberta's hospitals continue to fill with COVID patients, the province's new health minister made his first appearance, stating the obvious.
Hospitals and healthcare facilities are absolutely essential.
A nod to protests held outside hospitals earlier this month. The province says they may now arrest those protesters. Crackdowns on those opposed to regulations have happened before in Alberta.
Put your hands behind your back.
Just yesterday, this pastor was arrested for breaking mask bylaws. The focus on protecting hospitals, a good thing, but some say making sure they function should be the priority.
Our ICUs are full. Shouldn't we be focusing on public health measures that are going to make a real difference?
Still, despite the crisis in hospitals, no sense from the Premier that further restrictions are coming.
We have taken very strong measures. We are monitoring their impact. We will always take seriously any additional public health advice that we receive.
But many healthcare workers continue to call for a so-called fire break lockdown.
I hope that the door hasn't closed on a hard lockdown. I see that as being the only way that we can get out of this mess.
Despite a growing crisis in its hospitals, news today that Alberta turned down immediate help from Newfoundland.
We need to see the modeling that is justifying him making that kind of decision when our frontline healthcare heroes are saying they are sinking under the waves.
The Prime Minister is also offering aid, hoping to talk to Jason Kenney tomorrow.
We are there to support people going through an extremely difficult time in Alberta.
For now, at least, it seems Alberta's ICUs will have to make do with what they have. The province standing pat, hoping to ride out this fourth wave. Aaron Collins, CBC News, Calgary.
Now, there are a lot of things that make this fourth wave of the pandemic different, including how unevenly it has hit the country. Take a look at hospitalizations per capita over the past couple of months, and it's easy to see why doctors in Alberta and Saskatchewan are warning of collapse. Much of the rest of the country, significant but steady. But look at New Brunswick. COVID patients there have more than tripled over the past 2 weeks. That province has not seen pandemic pressure like this before. And it's likely to get worse. Average daily new cases are still rising. Kayla Hounsell shows us a province that opened up fast in the summer, but that's now navigating a treacherous fall.
Tim Nurse was double vaccinated but immunocompromised. He died in Florida 5 weeks ago.
He had an incredible, generous spirit. He's the kind of guy who mowed your lawn when you were away.
His death makes his family more alarmed about New Brunswick's surging cases and strained hospitals.
And I blame that entirely on Mr. Higgs's decision, and I no longer trust him.
There would be no provincial restrictions, period.
At the end of July, Premier Blaine Higgs dropped all the rules, including masks, pointing to Alberta's early opening. He celebrated despite not reaching his own vaccination target of 75%.
I would still do the same thing.
I know you're hesitant to call this a mistake, but it's about rebuilding public trust. How can you continue to lead a province through a pandemic if you don't want to admit that mistakes were made?
I'm not going to find fault or look for finding fault. I'm saying that my only point is I would make the same decision based on the same information.
Last week, Higgs reinstated the province's state of emergency, mask mandate, and limits on contacts. He's also implemented a proof of vaccination policy. But some say it wasn't fast enough and doesn't go far enough. Others say the restrictions should never have been lifted in the first place.
This was all predictable. It was all knowable back in July. And it's disappointing to hear the Premier say that if he could go back in time, he would make the same decision.
As they grieve the loss of a brother, the nurses are still trying to protect elderly parents.
This isn't over. They still have to remain cautious, and there's no guarantee that they're not going to die that ugly death that we saw and felt Tim go through.
They'd like to see more measures, even lockdowns, if it means keeping them safe. Kayla Hounsell, CBC News, Sackville, New Brunswick.
Quebec's health minister is urging thousands of healthcare workers to get their COVID-19 shots before they are suspended from work under the province's vaccine mandate.
I'm just asking for those that are not vaccinated to think about collective effort as well for their colleagues.
The health ministry says more than 17,000 healthcare workers haven't gotten their first shots. Nearly half of those are frontline staff working directly with patients. All those who aren't fully vaccinated by October 15th will be suspended.
Well, the newly re-elected Prime Minister laid out his new agenda today. And just like the pre-election government itself, much of it sounds pretty familiar. But as David Cochrane explains, Justin Trudeau's cabinet has changed. And with that comes new challenges.
A photo op at a vaccine clinic to promote the need to get jabbed and bear witness to the effectiveness of government-imposed restrictions.
I had to because of the new rules with the restaurant. They said I better get another dose because I can't go anywhere. I can't do shit.
And more restrictions are on the way. Justin Trudeau is promising vaccine mandates for the federal public service and for travelers.
We're going to make sure in the coming weeks that anyone 12 or older who wants to get on a plane or a train be fully vaccinated.
In broad terms, the challenges facing Trudeau are the same as before the election: boosting vaccinations, ending the pandemic, supporting the economy, which he will have to do with a rebuilt cabinet.
I have asked Chrystia Freeland to continue serving as Deputy Prime Minister and our Minister of Finance, and she has accepted.
Picking Freeland is the easy part. The rest made harder by the loss of 4 female cabinet ministers, 3 to defeat on election night, 1 who left politics.
I will be seeking, as I always do, to ensure that there is a proper regional distribution, that there is a range of skills and diversity around the table, but it is a base starting point that we have gender parity in any cabinet I put together.
He promises to reveal that cabinet in October and recall Parliament later this fall. Another major item on Trudeau's to-do list, a final decision on whether Huawei can be part of Canada's 5G network. It's a major national security decision that's been on hold for years, but with Michael Spavor and Michael Kovrig out of Chinese custody and safely back in Canada, Trudeau is promising an answer in the coming weeks. David Cochran, CBC News, Ottawa.
Friends and family gathered in Joliet, Quebec today to mark the one-year anniversary of Joyce Echaquan's death. A vigil was held outside the hospital where the Indigenous mother of 7 recorded herself as she was subjected to racist insults by staff. Her family has renewed calls for the Quebec government to recognize systemic racism and adopt Joyce's principle, a series of measures aimed at guaranteeing equitable access to health services for all Indigenous peoples.
Well, in a little more than a month, world leaders will have an opportunity to make major commitments at a crucial climate change summit in Glasgow. But as Chris Brown shows us, there is already criticism about what will be promised and who exactly will be at the table.
The projection on Glasgow's historic steeple screams of a climate emergency and counts down to the tipping point of when it will be too late to prevent global warming from exceeding 1.5 degrees.
What do we want? When do we want it?
With a month to go before the COP conference, activists and politicians are gathering in Milan, where Greta Thunberg castigated world leaders for not being bold or brave enough.
The emissions are still rising. The science doesn't lie.
Ahead of Glasgow, nations will be expected to finalize firm emission reduction measures and fund a big pot of money to help poor nations transition to low-carbon economies. Canada's Environment Minister has been given the job of wrangling up some of that cash.
We're working right now to corral commitments from all countries so that we're making progress towards that $100 billion number, which is the commitment.
This Bangladeshi climate scientist says it's disheartening that it's proving so difficult to get even that done.
Money was easy, and they just failed to do it. To me, that strikes me as being totally incompetent and negligent.
While hitting the key climate policy targets is key, COP26 is also meant to be inclusive, and there are growing concerns that people from countries with the most at stake may not be able to effectively participate. Mim Black and Yvonne Blake speak for civil society groups. They fear tough COVID border controls in the UK and the lack of vaccines in many parts of the world will mean many people will be shut out of COP.
The visa restrictions prevents people who should be here. Poverty prevents people who should be here.
Scotland, meanwhile, is preparing for the moment when everyone shows up. As always, police are hoping any conflict is limited to strong language, but are preparing in case it becomes more than that. Chris Brown, CBC News in Glasgow.
A few days ago, the country watched as Michael Kovrig and Michael Spavor arrived on Canadian soil. Well, tonight, another happy arrival. 6 of the 7 so-called Snowden Angels, refugees who risked it all to hide U.S. whistleblower Edward Snowden, have landed. Landing in Toronto tonight, Supan Kalapata, Nadika Nanas, and their 2 children. Their arrival marking the end of an 8-year saga. Living as asylum seekers in Hong Kong in 2013, their family opened the door and hid the most wanted man in the world at the request of their shared Canadian lawyer. Their generosity even made it into the Oliver Stone film, Snowden.
Thank you. This is Ed.
They opened their door to me, and they didn't ask. They didn't care what happened to me. They knew what it was like.
They hid Edward Snowden, the NSA whistleblower, for 2 weeks before he escaped to Russia. But when Hong Kong authorities found out what they'd done, they were penalized, chased, and harassed. They applied for refugee status in Canada in 2016. In 2019, Snowden gave me his blunt opinion as to why Canada still hadn't opened its doors to them.
The Canadian government's bending over backwards not to create an appearance that might irritate the United States government.
A group of immigration lawyers got 2 of them to Canada that year. Now the rest of the family is finally here. The one remaining so-called Snowden Angel, a friend, says he hopes to be here soon, too. Some Ontario parents are taking COVID school safety into their own hands.
The rapid antigen testing is just another important layer of protection
for our kids.
Coming up, the grassroots effort to test kids at school. Does it make the grade?
Plus, this week, Canada marks the first ever day of truth and reconciliation. And at the center are stories of hope.
I'll never be ashamed of where I came from. I came from poverty. I came from abuse.
How one residential school survivor dedicated her life to helping others. And
the 0-2. Got him.
The Blue Jays are in the hunt for a wild card spot, thanks in part to their closer.
But just look at the eyes. That's a guy who's ready to go to battle.
His journey from a Toronto suburb to the pitcher's mat. We're back in 2.
Welcome back. Let's return to our top story, the dramatic rescue of dozens of miners trapped underground near Sudbury, Ontario since Sunday.
You don't know exactly when you're going to come out. You don't know how long you're going to be down there.
That uncertainty replaced by relief today after a grueling climb 1,000 meters up. Okay, so Kevin Joannette is one of the miners who was trapped underground. He got out early this morning and he's now back home, safe and sound in Sudbury tonight. Joining us right now, Kevin, a hell of a long time to spend very deep underground. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. No worse for the wear.
Okay, and I can see you've got something of a smile on your face. I mean, how did you find out, first of all, that something had gone wrong, and then what did you do from that point on?
At work, there's warning systems through our radio communications, and they said there had been an incident and we should report to a refuge station. So pretty standard protocol, and that's how that started.
And what's the stage at which you realize, okay, this is not just a routine problem, if such a thing exists, that you might have to spend an awfully long time underground?
You're looking a few hours into your day there. You start hearing some rumors and stuff from the management and stuff have gotten hold of you, and they're saying this is a little bit more serious than a power outage or something like that. So.
And how are you feeling at that point?
You're a little bit, I wouldn't say panic, but then all the things start to go through your mind is, okay, I have kids, they got to get on the bus, I have suppers and lunches and all this stuff. So that's the kind of stuff that was going through my head, and I'm sure a lot of other people's, but stuff like that starts to go through.
And pretty soon, a few hours turns into several hours, turns into many hours. So at this point, I mean, how well equipped are you guys? I mean, what are you eating? What are you sleeping on? How are you passing the time?
You're passing the time by telling some jokes, and you're still trying to keep it lighthearted, and you're trying to just pass the time by like you say, having a little snooze. We're not really equipped to sleep, but there's some amenities that are available to us.
Can you tell me about the climb out? Because I understand it took many hours to get out of that hole.
Yeah, that's something coordinated through management and Ontario Mine Rescue. They're the ones that are really to credit for that. It's something that you're going to do, and when it comes time to do it, you buckle down and you start climbing. You're on a manway system, a ladder way, and you're going up, I'd say 20-25 feet at a time between intervals, and you know what the goal is, but you're awfully deep at the start.
I'm guessing at that stage in the game, you're probably thinking an awful lot about your kids, right?
Yeah, you just want to see the light of day. It's been dark for 48 hours. It's time to see the sun. Telephones are available in the refuge stations, and many of us made use of them, and lots of calls to my wife and my kids. Yeah.
What did your kids say to you, and what did you say to them while you were down there?
You tell them that you love them, and I'll see you when I can, and that it's time to put your pajamas on and go to bed.
You've got to be super dad throughout that whole thing. And can I ask you, when you got home, what did your kids have to say to you?
I got home about 5 minutes before they got on the bus this morning, so they were pretty happy to see me, and I was thrilled to see them and got to put them on the bus. So it was good, really good.
Okay, well, Kevin, you strike me as someone who is exceptionally cool, calm, and collected, especially in a pressure cooker situation like the one you were in. And thank you so much for joining us. I'm glad to see you safe and sound.
Right on. Thanks.
Amazing guy. As the first National Day of Truth and Reconciliation approaches, we remember the children who went to residential schools but never returned home.
I can't imagine living with a name like that.
Coming up, investigating the truth behind a young boy with a cruel name. Plus,
I believe that this day is an important change in history, and it's a very positive change.
How do you honor the day? One man will tell us what he's planning. Stay with us. Welcome back. On Thursday, Canada will recognize an important new federal holiday, the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. It's a stat holiday created earlier this year to honor Canada's residential school survivors and to acknowledge the trauma they've endured. It's a response to one of the 94 calls to action from the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's 2015 report. But like Remembrance Day, it applies only to federally regulated workplaces. And so far, only a handful of provinces are following suit and recognizing the holiday themselves. Now, there is still much we don't know about so many of the children who died or went missing in this country's residential school system. When the names of thousands of children were revealed on a memorial cloth 2 years ago by the National Center for Truth and Reconciliation, there were a few that stood out, either because they were incomplete, reduced to merely numbers, or even cruel nicknames. Gunacio Deer sets out to solve the mystery of one young boy who had all but disappeared.
These are the faces of students who were forced to attend a Manitoba residential school over 100 years ago. Somewhere among them is a boy whose name sparked many questions. Dummy Bad Boy. He's one of thousands of students named on this scroll unveiled by the National Center for Truth and Reconciliation, documenting children who died at residential schools.
The death of Dummy Bad Boy.
Including his name was a tough decision for the center.
Keeping that information back would do more harm than making it available and potentially finding the true identity of the children.
How did he get that name? Where was he from? When did he die? How did he die? And who was he? A 2-month journey digging through the archives helps us answer some of these questions. The search begins with a single document, a death record with 2 clues. It gives a time frame for when he was forced to attend the Anglican-run Washakata Indian home in Elkhorn, Manitoba, and that his home and family were over 900 kilometers away.
Oftentimes, a death of a child at school will just be mentioned in passing or might be jotted down in the margins of a record.
After scouring the center's archives for clues, attention turns to Canada's National Library. Annual reports from the 1890s are online. There's a class photo of his last year at Elkhorn, and we find out he was taken to the school in 1891 at the age of 13. At that time, residential schools were known as industrial schools, and this teenager worked the printing press to help print the town's paper, the Elkhorn Advocate. The 1895 report describes him as being a fine, strong, intelligent lad of fine physique, and is unusually careful of his personal appearance. It also provides a clue on how he may have gotten his nickname. This boy is a marvel, being a deaf mute. At that time, the word used to describe those who were deaf and could not speak was dummy.
I can't imagine living with a name like that.
Herman Yellow Old Woman is a member of the Siksika Nation in southern Alberta, the same community that we trace the Bad Boy family name back to. A fluent speaker, he tried to translate what is believed to be the boy's Blackfoot name, found in several records.
There's several ways that you can interpret that beginning, but it's the ending that was probably spelt wrong. So we can make a guess. We can see that it's dealing with a male horse.
But he will keep his nickname and take it to the grave in 1896. Unusual for the time, the death notice honors him as a general favorite for all who knew him. The funeral is held in Elkhorn, but the article gives no indication where he died or if he is among these unmarked graves.
It's going to take years and years and a lot of engagement with survivors, their families, their communities as well.
The National Center for Truth and Reconciliation says it's going to be updating its register to reflect the new information uncovered, marking the first time a name has completely changed on the public memorial. Gunacio Deer, CBC News, Kahnawake.
The work of reconciliation is a full-time job for one Saskatoon woman. Judy Pelly is a residential school survivor and has turned a lifetime of trauma into an engine for change. Bonnie Allen now on how she's using it to fight systemic racism and a warning that some of her story is disturbing and might be difficult to hear.
As long as you're holding the feather, that nobody interfere, don't ask any questions. So a little bit about myself,
Every week, 69-year-old Judy Pelly bears her soul in a talking circle at the Elizabeth Fry Society.
My father was an alcoholic, and so was my mother.
It's a safe space for women who need it. They've spent time in jail and struggled with abuse, addiction, or domestic violence.
I was beaten to a pulp where sometimes you couldn't even recognize who I was.
For Pelly, raw honesty is the only path to healing.
When I was sexually abused by the time I was age 7 years old.
That abuse happened during her 6 years at a residential school. She started drinking at the age of 13 and didn't stop for decades.
I drank. I was a broken person.
But no more. She now spreads a message of hope.
I'll never be ashamed of where I came from. I came from poverty. I came from abuse. I came from domestic violence. I was a drunk. I was all these things. But you know what? I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed of who I am. I'm an Anishinaabe, and I'll never be ashamed of that.
6 years ago, Pelly began leading talking circles in Saskatoon several times a week, helping those on drugs, on the streets, in gangs, or caught up in sex trafficking rings. And now she also advises some of the most powerful organizations and institutions in the city.
I usually like to go by a cultural advisor or knowledge keeper. People use elder, and I don't feel like I quite fit that yet. I don't think I'm wise enough.
Most would respectfully disagree. The former teacher and college dean advises 30 groups in total, including the University of Saskatchewan, the Health Authority, Saskatoon City Hall, and Police Service.
I'm getting calls every single day almost to do new things. I can't keep up.
Hi, Judy. How are you doing?
Deputy Police Chief Randy Hughesman sits on the Chief's Indigenous Advisory Committee with Pelly.
You know, true healing begins when we start to talk to one another.
We learn, we change, we grow. And I've seen this police service crawl out from the real dark times and the struggles with relationships that we've had with the Indigenous culture. And I'll tell you that we've come a long way.
Pelly does many things, but right now her focus is helping groups figure out how to implement the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's 94 calls to action.
We need one another. We can't do this alone.
There's a lot of pressure on these institutions, universities, hospitals, police services, to fix or get rid of systemic racism, and they call you. Do you ever worry that it's more public relations than anything?
It is. It very much is. And you know, some people say like it's just tokenism, and the elders are starting to say, you know what, no more lip service, no more baby steps.
She hopes this is a wake-up call, the confirmation this summer of unidentified remains near residential schools.
I look at Judy as part of this organization.
RCMP Superintendent Honey Dwyer says she asked Pelly for advice on how officers should respond.
How should they approach when they're confronted with being told that we're responsible for the residential schools, for children being pulled away?
So Pelly recorded a video for RCMP officers across Canada. Her advice? Acknowledge, apologize, listen.
It just opened our members' eyes that, yes, we do have a part. We have to acknowledge the past, and how do we move forward on that, and hear what happened, and offer an apology.
So every time you do these talks and you share your story, you revisit that trauma.
Yeah.
What toll does that take on you?
Doesn't. It builds me up. Every single morning I wake up with gratitude. Every single morning I thank the Creator. And every single night I go to bed and I say, did I do the right thing, or did I do the best I could? This is not book learning. This is real life experience.
She chooses to try to make change within herself, within institutions, and within these circles.
Don't let your past define you.
Bonnie Allen, CBC News, Saskatoon.
And a reminder, the National Residential School Crisis Line is available if you need help. The number on your screen is staffed 24 hours a day for anyone who went to residential schools or is affected by them.
And CBC will have extensive coverage of National Truth and Reconciliation Day, including a 1-hour commercial-free special featuring musical tributes and ceremonies in Indigenous communities. That's on Thursday on CBC TV and CBC Gem at 8 o'clock, 9 p.m. Atlantic, 9:30 in Newfoundland. And we will continue to have special coverage right here on The National,
including hearing from a few people about how they will spend the day.
Hello, my English name is Thieland Kiknaswe. I'm Cree and Potawatomi from Wapul Island First Nation, Kejunong Territory. I'm part of the Wolf Clan. I'm 18 years old. I'm also a hoop dancer, a grass dancer. I love singing, and it's something that allows me to stay close to my culture, my heritage, and my spirituality. My grandparents attended Deschambault Residential School and as well as Spanish Indian Residential School. So I plan on showing my support to the residential school survivors and their family by wearing an orange shirt on September 30th. On this day, I plan to continue to share and learn more from my family, from my grandparents, and hopefully their stories can be heard far and wide so that we can all move together and move forward as Indigenous and non-Indigenous folks with the understanding that Canada has a history that should be learned. And I believe that this day is an important change in history, and it's a very positive change that will make a big impact on the generations to come.
Welcome back. Pfizer and BioNTech are giving U.S. regulators trial data for their COVID vaccine in children aged 5 to 11. That comes ahead of an official request for emergency authorization. Pfizer hasn't said when it will make a similar submission to Health Canada. So kids under 12 cannot get vaccinated here yet, and they account for a growing percentage of COVID cases in Canada. As Deanna Sumanak-Johnson shows us, some Ontario parents want the government to try something new.
These Toronto parents are taking school safety to the next level. They've driven hours to acquire rapid COVID-19 test kits. Now they're handing them out to moms and dads who want to test their asymptomatic children.
So for us, the rapid antigen testing is just another important layer of protection for our kids to ensure education continuity and to ensure that they don't get sick.
While Ontario's community infection has plateaued in recent weeks, infection rates in schools have been on their way up. Cases among children make up between 1/5 and 1/4 of daily new infections.
Yes, I think it's fair to say that rapid testing is one of several things we can do to help create safer indoor spaces, including schools. I mean, they help detect people who are able to transmit the infection.
Rapid tests are used by many companies to test employees, and Quebec recently announced a pilot project in about 1,600 schools. Ontario's chief medical officer said he would consider it in places with high transmission.
It would be difficult for us to test 2 million children every day or twice a week or 3 times a week. So we're trying to have a strategy where if the community rate is rising, like it is in some of our areas, that's an environment where I think having a test to stay in the class or test to continue to be at the class may be very, very helpful.
Not all parents can do what these parents are doing. Iona Nestel says it shouldn't have to be up to the parents.
We need all hands on deck right now, every tool in the toolbook to ensure that kids are safe until they're able to get vaccinated.
As families chart their own course of measures to help keep their kids safe and learning. Deanna Sumanak-Johnson, CBC News, Toronto.
And next on The National, the Blue Jays are hoping for a playoff spot. Their not-so-secret weapon.
He's got such a good fastball.
And behind that arm, an Ontario family cheering him on.
And I even remember being at the Rogers Centre and he'd say, I'm going to pitch here one day.
We'll speak to that pitcher's mom and dad about what makes him tick next.
DJ LeMahieu will lead it off for the Yankees. And underway with a fastball in for a called strike.
Well, Jays fans, savor this sentence. The Blue Jays are playing meaningful September baseball, hoping to make something of home field advantage tonight as they hunt for a wild card spot into the playoffs. And speaking of fans, the series is being played under new capacity rules at Rogers Centre with as many as 30,000 fully vaccinated fans allowed. Now this season, if it's close, late in the game, you're probably watching Jordan Romano on the mound for the Jays. The Canadian-born closer has risen to the top of his game, and as Thomas Daigle shows us, for his family, it's a dream come true.
I think Jordan's coming out.
In the Romano household, it's game time. When he's on the mound, they don't miss a pitch. And it's no wonder why.
The 0-2. Got him.
We were just actually so excited when he came back to be a Jay.
Consider Jordan Romano rare homegrown talent for the Blue Jays, a team chasing a wild card spot in late September. At 28 years old, Romano has come into his own this season, securing his role as the Jays' top closing pitcher. With an intensity that's become his signature.
I love it. Just look at the eyes. That's a guy who's ready to go to battle.
Not to mention those crucial late inning strikeouts.
Blows him away, 2 down.
The Romanos have been Blue Jays fans for life, but now more than ever, with a son who's living his dream.
He was pretty determined. He had his mindset that he was going to have a career in baseball.
Yeah, he was determined. And I even remember being at the Rogers Centre and he'd say, I'm going to pitch here one day.
Indeed, those family outings at Jays games would serve as a glimpse into the future. Here's a 6-year-old Jordan Romano running the bases at what was then known as Sky Dome, a picture that brings back memories at that same place all these years later.
I felt like the coolest kid at school the next day. I was like, guess what, guys? I got to run the bases. So I still remember that to this day.
Playing ball as a youngster in Markham near Toronto, he would rarely take the mound. Pitching only came later. Romano stood out to his coaches as an aggressive player and a polite kid.
Some players love the game 3 times a week. And if I can steal a Beatles reference, he loves the game 8 days a week.
And when I see him out there, I just think this is the same Jordan.
Since Jays fans got their first glimpse of him in the big leagues 2 years ago, they've seen Romano move up the rankings.
He's got such a good fastball.
Now considered by some one of the top 10 closers in the American League. He's picked up some unique habits along the way, like that squat between pitches, gently mocked by teammate Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Now that's funny.
It really is kind of a dream come true. Just all the years playing baseball, just, rec league here and then going to college. I never really thought I'd be playing here.
Romano could help the Jays go deep into the postseason, at least that's the hope. Fans and family will be watching. Thomas Daigle, CBC News, Markham, Ontario.
Next, a trio of senior sisters just set out to give the grandkids a laugh, and then, as you do, they became TikTok superstars. Their story and more of those dance moves right after this. Okay, have you ever given this a shot? Ever attempted a TikTok dance? This is Lois, Donna, and Wendy, sisters who just wanted to give the grandkids a bit of a laugh. Well, TikTok ate it up. Their first video got 5 million views. The sequel netted hundreds of thousands. Their reflection on their newfound fame of sorts is our moment.
I can't believe it. It's unbelievable. Like, who cares about 3 old ladies?
We have granddaughters, and they all like to do TikTok. Not that I knew anything about it. And they said, let's do a TikTok for the grandkids. And we said, okay, we'll make them laugh. And that's what we did.
You gotta swing your hips now. Come on, baby.
We were actually reminiscing, but when we were 16 and 17, and we all got up and started dancing. And then I said, oh, let's do a TikTok.
Glad it made everybody laugh, and I'm glad it made everybody happy.
My granddaughter said I'm a star now. Oh, she says I'm very jealous. Do a TikTok with me, Grandma.
So I'll say this, it's funny, but this would never happen in my house. A, because I don't enjoy dancing, but B, the words, oh, let's do a TikTok, have never been uttered anywhere near me.
No, but I'm now thinking about it. The Canadian nanas have got game, and I'm told, because I don't know these things, it is really hard to go viral on TikTok. People spend a very long time.
Of course.
And they did it right away. That is a national for September 28th. Good night.
Good night.